All right, welcome. So we left things with a cliffhanger in the previous video. We were trying to import our data that looked like this, and we were trying to customize the column types that were used. So because there was some issue with some of the way that data was entered, we wanted the numeric column to be treated as a decimal. There were some missing values that were coded in a weird way so that when we ran the import, it was actually treated as a character, similar with the date. So I tried to override the column types that are used, and it did run that correctly. But I can see there's a warning message that says there were some parsing issues, and you can check those out running this problems function. And so what happened, well, we'll see what happened. So we'll see how to kind of get at that. So let me create this data frame, and I'm going to store it into an object that I call df. So I'm going to run this and note that like we don't see the data frame printed to the screen because what this code cell did was it created the data frame and assigned it to df. And the only thing that I see generated in the output from read underscore CSV is going to be some summary of what happened in the import process. So we've seen in the past, it has told us how many rows and columns were imported and what were the column types for each column of the data frame that was constructed. I am not seeing that with this message. This message is telling me there might have been some problems. Okay, but again, there was not an error. This data frame was constructed. It's just letting us know that it actually did some transformation to the data, and we might not have wanted that. So if I do problems df, I'll see a log of what were the problems, what were the parsing issues that read underscore CSV had to resolve in order to construct a data frame that had these column types. So one thing it had to do was in row 5, so that's this last row, column 2, that's this one over here, it's now telling me that it expected a number, a double. What was actually there was a question mark. And so it didn't know how to convert a question mark to a number, so it just assumed it was missing. And this is good to know, like maybe in your mind question mark was equal to 6 and you wanted to enter that, right? So the question mark, sometimes you could tell by like the key is very close to this number, and probably the question mark, what they meant to hit this number key, and you could manually change that if you wanted to. I'm not saying that's the case here, but this just gives you the option of saying, I didn't want you to replace that with a missing value. Maybe I want to rethink how I'm formatting things, or maybe I want to fix that data entry issue in another way. And it's also telling me that in row 5, column 3, there was the text hello. So that's what was originally here. It expected a date. Hello is not a date. So it just replaced it with a missing value. So now I can see exactly what transformations were done in order to get a data frame that had these column types. And I can fix those issues myself and avoid getting this problem. So recall with the read underscore CSV function, there's a argument NA where we can specify our own strings that are being used for missing values. So in this case, I can map question mark to an NA myself. I can map hello to a question mark myself, or excuse me, I can map hello to a missing value to an NA myself. And let's run this. So here is the output I would get from the first command. And then down below, we actually do get a printout of the data frame because I asked to see the data frame. And I have another problem that it's reporting to me, even after doing this. So if you look carefully at this data frame, this did not work perfectly. And question 5 in the next video, we're going to get at what just happened with this code. So I'll leave you with another cliffhanger. You'll have to tune in to the next video to see how to resolve this. Thank you.